Good day, students, and welcome to yet another lesson in oral communication. And this time, we will be focusing on the different communicative strategies. Now, for this lesson, we have the following objectives. First, we will define communicative strategies, and in the process, we will do our best to differentiate these strategies from one another and to cement or to concretize your learning experience. You will also be asked to give examples, and these examples must be patterned after real life scenarios. So let's discuss or let's talk about what to expect in this lesson. Well, first of all, we are going to define communicative strategies, as is our first objective. And then after we do that, we are going to discuss the strategies one by one. So let's dig right into the first objective. What are communicative strategies? Well, according to Course Hero, communicative strategies are techniques used by communicators in order to convey their intended meaning. So these are the techniques, okay? These are methods which communicators such as you and I use in order to express whatever it is that we want to express. And to do that, there are 7 strategies. We have nomination, restriction, turn taking, topic control, topic shifting, repair, and finally, termination. So let's get right to the first strategy. Nomination is a strategy used by a speaker to begin or to initiate or to start a discussion about a topic. So our intention is for us to start a conversation with someone. And this is you trying to open up a new topic for a conversation. I'll give you a few examples. These are statements which you might have heard or you might have said to some of your friends. Hey, have you read the announcement about the new school president? Okay, so you are trying to open a conversation about the new school president. Second, hi Gary, something's bothering me. Can we talk? So probably it's not a friend named Gary, but you might have asked a friend if you guys could talk. Um, this might be found in a situation wherein you're feeling sad, or probably if you just want someone to talk to. So this is a very common example of nomination. You trying to start a conversation with somebody else. Now, the second strategy is called restriction. Now, restriction is a strategy wherein you try to control what your audience can say or what your receivers can say in response to whatever it is that you said. So this is vital. This is very important, especially if you don't want people to sidetrack the conversation, or if you don't want to segue into other topics, or if you don't want to veer off the topic, then restriction is actually very good. I'll give you some examples. First, good morning. I called this meeting to talk about the budget for next year. Okay, in this sentence alone, or in this statement, you can immediately tell that all the responses that could be given will be in line with this original statement, which means that the original speaker, if I were the one saying this line, I don't want my audience to talk about anything else except the specifics of the budget. Okay? Because I set the topic. I restricted the possible answers to just budget-related concerns. Or the second one, I'd like you to tell me why you decided to become a priest. So all other responses are restricted. You cannot talk about anything else except the details pertaining to your decision to becoming a priest. So this is what restriction is all about. We control what the listeners can say in response to what you said. So the third strategy is called turn taking. Now in turn taking, imagine playing tennis or volleyball or badminton or table tennis or any two-sport activity. Turn taking focuses on the alternating roles of the interlocutors. At some point, we are the sender, and at some point, we are the receiver. And This alternating role is what turn taking is all about. As one person is speaking, the others are listening. Or if the other people are talking, then it is you who should be listening. So I'll give you a few examples. This one might be found in classrooms. Okay? As soon as I finish the discussion, I will give you the floor to expound on your answers. This is turn taking because your teacher is establishing that once I am done talking, it will now be your turn to respond. And then I will be the one to listen. So this is turn taking. You establish the alternating role. First, I will be the speaker and you will be the listener. And then later on, I will give you the chance to speak and then I will listen. Now, the second is may we now hear from the esteemed senator as to her proposition. So we are now giving the floor to somebody else to begin speaking, and then it will be our turn to listen. Okay, next is topic control. So this strategy allows the speaker to monitor and to get the discussion back on track. If in the case that restriction does not work and people get sidelined or sidetracked in the conversation, topic control is a way to get them back into the discussion and to reel them back in. A few examples. So, as I was saying a while ago, okay, this is a marker. Okay, when this statement is said, this means that the speaker is trying to move back into the original topic because at some point the discussion got sidetracked. Second, going back to our earlier discussion on the matter. So when we say I'd like to go back to our topic, or let's go back to what I was saying a while ago. That is an example of topic control. You're trying to keep the conversation aligned with the topic that you have set. So if in the earlier discussion about restriction, the speaker is trying to limit the responses, topic control is a way to maintain the conversation. Because even if I set the topic, for example, if I were to create a discussion in class about speech, there might be times when other people would like to give or to express their thoughts slightly off tangent or slightly not related to speech, but they think that it is relevant. So I cannot discredit their opinions. I have to hear them out. So once they are done talking, once you are done giving your thoughts, and I believe that it is not fully aligned with what we are talking about, then topic control is going to help me maintain our course and not to engage in conversations which are irrelevant to the topic being discussed. So restriction and topic control seem to go hand in hand with one another to maintain the focal point of the conversation. Okay, now in times where one topic is already resolved or nothing much can be said or nothing more could be said about a particular topic, this strategy is now used. This is what we call topic shifting. When one topic draws to a close, a new topic might be introduced as the focus of the conversation. And this is called topic shifting. Now, why does topic shifting occur? It occurs because of possible reasons. One, the conversation is approaching its natural end. At some point, even when you know this person, your conversation will eventually die down. Probably nothing further could be said, or there are no new details to introduce. Or the interlocutors are either bored or lack knowledge about the topic. For example, if you were to talk about a new movie release and your friend has not seen the movie, then you cannot engage in a very interactive conversation because only you know the details and your friend does not. So probably to keep the conversation going, you could introduce a new topic for discussion. And finally, you could also use topic shifting if you want to interject or add new information. You could say furthermore or adding to that, so on and so forth. I'd like to give you a few examples. First one, enough chit chat. On to more pressing matters. Okay, so people are already talking about something, and then the speaker wishes to shift the discussion to more pressing matters or more important matters. Second, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a quick announcement. See, when someone butts in the conversation for important announcements, that is also an example of topic shifting because the topic at hand is already shifted into another topic. So we are no longer talking about this thing. Instead, we are now talking about the announcement. Okay, let's go to the second to the last strategy, which is repair. Now, repair occurs during the conversation. And this happens when a person commits an error in his or her statement or encounters problems in listening to or speaking or comprehension based on the statements given. So, when a person makes a mistake, we usually self-correct. We say, I'm sorry, I meant this. And sometimes when we make errors in pronunciation or commit errors in pronunciation, we say the word once more. Okay, so this is an example of repair. Now, repair is used for two possible reasons. One is for clarification when we did not understand the statement, or for correction when we want to correct an initial statement or what was previously said. I'll give you two examples. First, the spelling is it's M-I. See? M-E was the wrong spelling. So the speaker said, I'm sorry, M-I. That is repair. Second, I beg your pardon. Could you repeat that, please? Okay? So because the person listening to the speaker was not able to catch what the speaker was saying, he or she asked that the statement be repeated. Okay, so trivia, a little tidbit. When saying this phrase, I beg your pardon, could you repeat that, please? You don't say, could you repeat that again? Okay, because repeating would be saying that again. So to say, repeat that again would be redundant. Okay, just a little bit of a tidbit. Now, the final strategy is what we call termination. Okay? These are expressions or these are even gestures that we usually use to signify that the conversation or the topic is about to close or is about to end. Us Filipinos, we seem to have very noteworthy gestures. We either check our watch or we increase the distance between us and the other speaker. So whenever we talk to someone and we want to signify that we want to end the conversation, we usually look at our watch. So while the other person is talking, we usually look at our watch, and it seems instinctive that when people see us looking at our watches, we seem to know that the conversation is about to end. So we permit ourselves to, or we allow the conversation to die a natural death, for lack of a better term. Also, for Filipinos, before the conversation actually ends, we usually say, give my regards to. Give my regards to your parents, give my regards to your brother, your sister, your friends. That's how we usually end conversations. But in other real life scenarios, maybe not Filipinos related, we end conversations by saying, so in conclusion, the medication works and all it awaits is your green light. Okay? Maybe that's a sales pitch. Okay, so we conclude a statement, if we conclude our presentation, and that usually signifies that it is about to end. Or again, as Filipinos would have it, give my best to your parents, okay? um, and then we say goodbye. That's how our conversations usually end, especially with people that we have known for quite some time. So, with that, since we're talking about termination, I believe that our discussion for today has also reached its natural end. And should you need further readings regarding the different strategies or the different communicative strategies, you may refer to this particular website, because this is the one I used as my reference for this presentation. So, without much ado, I believe that would be all for today, and I guess that wraps up our discussion for the communicative strategies. This has been Sir Dardar, and I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully you have learned much from our discussion today. Until the next video, I'll see you soon. Toodles.